There comes a moment in life that no one warns you about. It doesn't arrive with signs. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't demand attention. It simply settles in your chest. A quiet knowing, a tension you can't shake, a sense that something is changing, even if nothing around you looks different. You try to ignore it. You stay busy. You distract yourself. But deep down, you know, this isn't random. This isn't exhaustion. This isn't coincidence. This is a turning point. And the reason it feels uncomfortable is because comfort is no longer allowed to lead. You're being asked to grow, not dramatically, not overnight, but honestly. You see, most people think God speaks in thunder, in miracles, in moments that feel unmistakable. But more often, God speaks through disruption, through restlessness, through dissatisfaction, through the sudden realization that what once fulfilled you no longer does. And that's where fear enters, because growth always threatens identity. You begin to question yourself, your choices, your direction. You wonder if you've wasted time, if you waited too long, if you missed your moment. But here's the truth most people never hear. You didn't miss your moment. You were being prepared for it. What feels like delay is often protection. What feels like silence is often strategy. God does not rush outcomes. He builds people, because a blessing given too early can destroy the person meant to carry it. Look at Scripture. Moses spent decades in obscurity before leading a nation. Joseph spent years in betrayal and imprisonment before touching authority. David was anointed king and still returned to the field. Calling always comes before readiness, and readiness always requires time. But time tests patience, and patience exposes trust. That's why so many people walk away right here, not because they lack faith, but because they lack endurance. They want confirmation before commitment, clarity before obedience, results before surrender. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith moves first. Understanding comes later. And that's where the inner battle begins. Because your mind wants certainty, but your spirit is being asked to trust. Your logic wants proof, but God is asking for obedience. And obedience feels risky when you don't know the ending. This is the moment where control becomes the enemy. You've been trying to manage outcomes, predict results, protect yourself from disappointment, but control is a substitute for trust. And the more you cling to it, the heavier life feels. Because control was never meant to carry destiny. Surrender was. Napoleon Hill once wrote that success comes when desire becomes so strong it burns away doubt. The Bible reveals something deeper, that transformation happens when surrender burns away pride. And pride doesn't always look arrogant. Sometimes pride looks like self-reliance. I've got this. I'll figure it out. I don't need help. But God is not impressed by independence. He honors dependence, because dependence keeps you aligned. Right now, you may feel like everything is being stripped away. Your certainty, your routines, your confidence. But God does not strip to embarrass. He strips to prepare. You cannot step into the next chapter while gripping the last one. And the reason letting go hurts is because parts of your identity were tied to what God is removing. That job, that relationship, that version of yourself. They served their purpose, but they are not meant to follow you forward. And this is where many people confuse grief with failure. Loss doesn't always mean you were wrong. Sometimes it means you're done. The season expired, the lesson completed, the chapter closed. And God is patient enough to let you grieve what He has already released. But He will not let you stay there forever, because stagnation breeds frustration, and frustration eventually becomes pain. That pain you feel right now is not punishment, it's pressure. Pressure that reshapes. Pressure that refines. Pressure that reveals what truly matters. Diamonds are not formed gently, and neither are strong people. You've been praying for clarity, but God has been building character. You've been asking for direction, but God has been strengthening discernment, because clarity without character leads to collapse, and discernment without humility leads to pride. That's why this season feels so internal, so quiet. God is doing heart work, and heart work is invisible until everything changes. Psychology tells us that humans resist change because the brain prefers familiarity over improvement. The Bible goes further. It tells us the heart resists change because surrender feels like death, and in a way, it is. The death of the old self, the death of comfort, the death of control. But what comes after death is resurrection, and resurrection always brings new identity. You're not becoming a better version of who you were. You're becoming someone new, and that requires courage. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind. The courage to keep showing up when no one applauds. The courage to obey when no one understands. The courage to trust God when the path feels narrow. Because purpose is never crowded. Wide roads are popular. Narrow paths are intentional. And intention requires sacrifice. That's why not everyone goes with you. Some relationships fade. Some voices fall silent. Some doors close permanently. Not because God is cruel, but because alignment demands separation. Even Jesus walked away from crowds to pray alone. Even he needed solitude to hear clearly. So if you feel isolated right now, this may not be abandonment. It may be focus. God removes noise before he reveals direction, because you cannot hear purpose through distraction. And once the noise fades, something becomes clear. You cannot go back, not because the past was evil, but because you've outgrown it. Trying to return would feel suffocating, and that discomfort is a gift. It protects you from settling. The next phase of your life will not be driven by emotion. It will be driven by conviction. You won't need constant reassurance. You won't chase validation. You'll move quietly, decisively, because trust has replaced urgency. Fear no longer dictates your choices. Faith does, and faith doesn't rush. Faith understands timing. Divine timing is not delay. It is alignment. God moves when everything is ready, including you. You may think you're late. He knows you're on time. You may feel behind. He sees you exactly where you need to be, because he is not preparing a moment for you. He is preparing you for the moment. And when it arrives, it will feel sudden, but it wasn't. It was built slowly, through discipline, surrender, patience, and obedience. Every moment you wanted to quit, but didn't. Every prayer you whispered when faith felt thin. Every step you took without applause. It counted. Nothing was wasted. God wastes nothing. And the breakthrough you're waiting for may not look like fireworks. It may look like peace. Peace with uncertainty. Peace with change. Peace with becoming. That's how you'll know you're ready. Not when fear disappears, but when it stops controlling you. Not when answers arrive, but when trust does. This is where maturity begins. Not louder faith, deeper faith. Not dramatic obedience, consistent obedience. And consistency builds legacy. Long after emotions fade, legacy remains. Your story is not ending. It is aligning. And alignment doesn't always feel exciting. It feels grounding, rooted, unshakable. You won't recognize yourself at first, but one day you'll look back and realize the struggle didn't break you, it built you. The waiting didn't weaken you, it strengthened you. And the silence didn't mean God was absent. It meant he was close, closer than ever. So don't rush this season. Don't resent it. Honor it. Because this is the space where calling becomes real, where faith becomes solid, where trust becomes instinct. And when the next door opens, you won't hesitate. You'll walk through it calmly, because you finally understand. God was never late. God was never silent. God was never distant. He was preparing you to carry what's next. And now, you're ready, not because everything is clear, not because fear is gone, not because life suddenly feels easy. You're ready because you no longer need certainty to move. You've learned how to stand without answers, how to breathe in the middle of tension, how to trust even when the ground feels unfamiliar. That alone tells heaven something important about you. You are no longer waiting to believe. You are believing while you wait, and that changes everything. Because readiness is not about conditions, it's about posture. It's the posture of someone who says, even if I don't see the whole road, I will take the next step. This is the point where God stops explaining and starts inviting, not forcing, not pushing, inviting. And the invitation is subtle. It won't feel like fireworks. It won't come with applause. It will feel like a quiet nudge, a gentle pull, a knowing that refuses to leave. You'll feel it when you wake up. You'll hear it when the world goes silent. You'll recognize it in moments where fear once ruled. That's how you know this isn't impulse. It's alignment. And alignment brings responsibility, because now you can no longer say, I didn't know. You've seen too much, grown too much, survived too much. You understand now that comfort was never the goal. Transformation was. And transformation requires courage not once, but daily. There will still be moments of doubt. Moments where the old patterns try to return. Moments where fear whispers that you were safer before. But you won't listen the same way anymore. Because something in you has changed. You've learned that fear gets loud, right before obedience matters most. You've learned that resistance often appears when breakthrough is close. You've learned that God doesn't remove the storm every time. Sometimes He changes the one standing inside it. And now, when uncertainty comes, you don't collapse. You pause. You pray. You proceed. That's maturity. That's faith that has been tested and didn't run. And heaven responds differently to people like that. Doors begin to open, not all at once, but deliberately. Clarity comes not as a flood, but as light for the next step. Strength returns not as adrenaline, but as endurance. You start to notice something else too. Your reactions change. Your patience deepens. Your discernment sharpens. Things that once pulled you off course no longer have the same grip. Because when purpose becomes clear, distraction loses power. And purpose doesn't always announce itself as excitement. Sometimes it arrives as peace, a peace that doesn't make sense, given the circumstances. A peace that tells you, this is where you're supposed to be, even if it's uncomfortable. That peace is not passive, it's protective. It guards your heart from rushing ahead of God. It keeps you from settling for less, just to escape the wait. And now, instead of asking, when will it happen? You begin asking, how should I walk today? That's when trust becomes instinct. You stop forcing doors. You stop chasing validation. You stop measuring progress by noise. You move quietly, faithfully, consistently. And over time, the change becomes undeniable, not just to others. To you, you realize you're no longer the same person who entered the struggle. You don't break as easily. You don't panic as quickly. You don't doubt God the way you used to, because experience has taught you something no sermon ever could. God is faithful, even when the path is unclear. God is present, even when He feels silent. God is working, even when you can't see movement. And now, standing here, You understand something deeper. The waiting wasn't wasted. The pain wasn't pointless. The confusion wasn't accidental. It was all shaping you for the life ahead. A life that will require wisdom, humility, steadiness. A life that will ask you to lead by example, not explanation. To live your faith quietly, but firmly. To trust God not just in crisis, but in consistency. And when future challenges come, and they will, you won't fear them the same way, because you'll remember this season. You'll remember how God carried you when you thought you wouldn't survive. You'll remember how clarity followed surrender, and you'll stand taller, not because you're stronger, but because you're rooted. So if you're here right now, feeling this moment settle in your spirit, don't rush away from it. Let it mark you. Let it remind you that readiness isn't about having it all figured out. It's about being willing to walk forward with God, one step at a time. And whatever comes next, you won't face it the way you once did, because now you're ready. And this time, you're not walking alone.